Righto guys, we are back again and we're going to get this Cressi done today, and so it's going to be finished. Fatty here's having a pop.
Big Mac pie.
Oh, Big Mac pie.
Yeah,
It tastes like a Big Mac.
yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, it does, a little bit. You
Nice.
see that? 2 beef patties, fucking Big Mac sauce, cheese, fucking all the juice.
Oh, bloody hell. Also got that bloke's meant to bring this news tune here today. He's going to be late again, but we'll hopefully I'll be doing that sort of later on. That's going to be pretty much today. Grouse. So Adam's got to wash off all the bugs off his audit. Covered in bugs and poop from following trucks out here, cattle trucks and stuff. Ew!
So dry.
Alright, so where we're up to with this thing now, got to take the bottom half of the sump back off, and then we can actually tighten up the main sump back up now that that RTV's sort of gone hard. And that should definitely seal the freaking thing. It ought to be sealed by now. Then we got to actually take RTV, the bottom sump, back on, and hopefully that it is all gravy and doesn't leak again. And then obviously the whole K-frame has to go back in. Adam's brought out some new power steering line and a few things because he's sick of chasing power steering leaks using that braided line with those covers that he had. So he's just going to use some rubber line now with some regular hose clamps, and hopefully that stops it leaking so bad, because he literally had leaks from every single fitting on the return side. So everything except for the high pressure line was leaking. So anyway, he just decided to do that. He was a bit worried about the heat, that's why he used braid, but he ended up just using braid for everything. But yeah, he's just going to replace it with rubber and hopefully that fixes that. But anyway, fingers crossed once everything goes back in, this thing doesn't actually leak. Doesn't have to do this again. He's still got to put all the front stuff back on as well. All this timing gear and his harmonic balancer. He's got to put a new balance bolt in. I'm not going to actually end up changing the front seal because it actually looks fine. The front seal was not the problem the whole time, so it looks fine. It doesn't look like it's pushed in too far. The reason we say that is because the JZs actually have, on the oil pump, they actually have like a little channel with a drain hole which drains oil out of the oil pump. Same as RBs. RBs have one too, but the JZs, it's very close to where the front seal sits, and if you push your front seal back too far, it covers the little channel and oil has nowhere to go except for out the seal. So they're notorious for leaking front seals for a lot of reasons. That's one of them. That's what we were sort of looking for when we pulled this apart, to see if Adam had maybe done that. But it doesn't look like it's pushed in too far. Doesn't seem like it was a problem at all to start with, so it's just going to stay there. So he's just got to put the front of the motor back together. And so Adam's got a fair bit of work to do. Again, I'm meant to be doing this tune today, so I won't be doing much helping. I'll help him where I can, but yeah, it's going to take him most of the day. That's why we didn't bring out the Falcon to try and take it home today, because I didn't want to be him pushed for time, plus maybe rushing on this tune to get it home, because then I'd have to take it back to Adam's place, take my trailer over, and then go back home, and I'd be home really late. It's just a pain. So we've organised to take it back on Wednesday, because Adam's got stuff on tomorrow. That's the way we're trying to do things. We're also late out here today because the torque wrench that Adam borrowed to do up his balancer bolt that goes up high enough to do a JZ balancer bolt, he had to take back today because he borrowed it from a workshop where they actually need it during the week. And after all that, he didn't even get to use it at all because, as you can see, there's still no balancer bolt in the crank. So I don't know what he's going to do today. I think he's just going to feel it out with a big breaker bar like we've got, or he might just get the rattle gun on it and just ugger it up. So I don't know what his sort of plans are with that. We'll find out, I suppose. He can always just put the balancer on, do it up as tight as he can, and then maybe borrow that torque wrench another time to try and do it up properly. I don't know what his plan is. He'll figure it out though. He's a big boy. He did this car all on his own in a suburban garage, except for the exhaust, which he built here, and the tune, which I did, and a few other little things, and the wiring loom, which Sam did. But apart from that, this whole car was pretty much built in Adam's suburban 2-car garage.
What's that bolt supposed to be section?
Cranking up these babies, bad boys.
Snap!
Don't say that.
Don't forget your oil return ones too.
Turbo return.
Yep.
Yep.
Don't forget about those ones.
No.
How neat is this? JZ Sump just has like a lot of these little plates.
That's for a oil level sensor.
Okay. Well, you could always just take that out and drill and tap whatever you wanted in there and then put it back on. You wouldn't have to take the sump off. How handy is that? Pretty cool. They're like pretty modular sumps. And even like the turbo drain, being all removable and stuff. I like it. Very cool, very handsome. I like it.
Good motors. You should look into them more.
I hate it.
That's because you're ignorant.
As
No
if
replacement for displacement.
No.
you're going to be building
I'm
one
just
this
woke.
year.
This year, that's very optimistic.
Alright, so while Adam's, working on this damn thing, I'm going to do a bit of a cleanup. It's getting a bit out of hand, stuff we've been meaning to clean up for ages. Got my wheels and tyres, which was put down in my rack. Zach's clutch, which I've got to get rid of. Then I got like all this exhaust out of the Ventara and stuff, which we've got to sort of make disappear. It's getting a bit cluttered and out of hand, as it does after you do a bit of work. So do a bit of a cleanup. I'd like to clean up this sort of area a bit as well. So while I'm waiting for Lachlan to get here with his NIS tune, may as well cruise around, clean the place up a little bit. Make it a bit nicer to work in. So bring the Deadly Dale up and start loading it full of crap. Much nicer. Cleaned up out here a little bit. Hopefully this will actually dry out now that bit of ply isn't going to shade it all in the afternoon sun. So this actually will get the afternoon sun, because that's actually where we've now drained the sink to, so it's getting a bit wet. So moved all that stuff so that can dry out, so that's nice. Tied up that a bit. Got rid of a lot of crap under here we didn't need here for the immediate future. Obviously got to leave the stuff we do need. Clean up this little area. Got rid of all the exhaust and crap that was here. So nice quick little cleanup. Just do that every now and then before things get too out of hand. Still to clean up all this stuff, but a lot of it's for that Hilux which we're doing at the moment, that gearbox. A lot of that stuff is this. And yeah, the rest of it I can sort of clean up. But Adam's got his bottom half on here now. Plenty of RTVs in out of that, mate. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
So same thing. I'd say just do it up to a finger tight. And then finish doing it up after you get the cross member back in.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Righto, so we just had Lachlan out here with his R31 with a NIS tune in it. So he's actually been a fan of the channel since like way back when we first started, before we even had like 500 subs. Yeah, he's very much an OG follower of the channel, and he actually supplied me with my RB30, my RB30 engine loom when I rebuilt my 31. So he's actually got a few 31s. That was just one of them. It's just completely stock RB30 turbo setup, so no intercooler, like full RB30 crossover pipe. VL is what I meant to say. Full VL crossover pipe, like full bog stock setup for VL. But we brought it here, chucked it on, ran it up. It was making literally no boost. It is not making any boost. We couldn't get it to spool up. We took all the front intake off the turbo and checked that, and we're pretty much at we tested the wastegate and did all that as well. We pretty much come to the conclusion that we're pretty sure it's something wrong with the turbine wheel on the turbo. So Given the fact that he drove it out here, he didn't trailer it, and it was his ride home, we didn't really want to go pulling apart the hot side, because the fact is, even if we did find an issue today, we would have had to put it back together anyway so that he could get home. So it's almost like pretty much a pointless exercise. So that was pretty short-lived. He wasn't around here for long. It was just sort of get it on the dyno, figure that out, chase the issue, and sorted that. So I didn't really film any of that. But anyway, he's gone now. He's going to decide whether he actually wants to fix that car or not, because like I said, he's got a few 31s. He's planning on doing another fairly high horsepower build and another one. He's dropped us a few parts for that he wants us to take a look at and sort of sort out so that that's ready for his high horsepower build, in which is going to use like a Lincoln 1000cc injectors and a high mount 3582 and a few other things. So yeah, that's going to be cool. He's got a few 31s by the sounds of it, so that's awesome. Anyway, didn't film any of that because it was pretty uneventful, which is unfortunate for him. But anyway, Adam's at the point now where he's just putting his harmonic balancer on.
Yeah, I'm looking for the bolt.
Oh, didn't you just take it out? Or was that the old one you were using?
Old one, yeah.
Ah. So anyway, the Cressi's coming along. Front of the motor's almost together, and then he's still got to get obviously the radiator and everything back in, and he's still got to button up the bottom part of the sump, which he did this morning, and RTV this morning. So it's coming along. All right, so car's back on the ground. Easy as that. Adam's just about up to the big and scary part of tightening up this friggin' balancer bolt. You can see how his little thing works there. So that little bar just goes into the balancer, 2 screws, goes against the ground, so you can reef on it with a big old breaker bar. So anyway, this car's nearly back together, nearly there. And then it will actually be sort of done, and it better not frickin' leak again.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't. I'll probably just go jump.
Send it into the dam. Yeehaw!
Yeah, don't stand there. Don't stand there.
I'll cop an elbow. Right in the noggin.
Look at that creature style.
Oh,
yeah.
See that?
that's the big 2-inch.
Ooh, yeah, I still need to go 40 more.
I'll now turn it to 40.
Now set it for 40.
Perfect.
Yeah, not bad.
It's pretty fluid and tight.
I'm pretty flippin' strong.
Hell yeah,
You
boy.
reckon you're strong? I could do that with a 3/8 drive torque wrench.
I've
Strong
never
guy.
heard so much shitty dribbly poo come out of one mouth hole.
Yes,
All right, so Adam is pretty much sorted. He's just got to put fluids in the damn thing now after he does up these 2 hose clamps. And then he just needs some radiator fluid. What are you undoing?
Yeah, couldn't get it
Oh,
over.
you're moving. And then he just needs coolant and oil and a few more things and pestering fluid and it's ready to go.
and newspaper.
And here's that
Steep
thing,
on.
and this thing, and what's the other thing, and the other thing.
And some more things and the things and with the things on the things
All I need is food and shelter.
and the other thing. Huh, we're the only people who knows what that means.
Oh, that's right. We couldn't even.
No, that is not footage we can
We
post
couldn't even
online,
release.
Rex.
We couldn't
No,
even post that.
not at
footage.
all.
That's right.
Some retarded shit.
And it was only us 4 in the car. So it was only if Brendan's watching, which he doesn't.
What a dog.
So yeah,
Well, Brandon's a
literally no one's going to get that reference at all. Anyway, this thing is almost ready to go, which is good because we need it out of this bay of the shed tonight. Which actually means we should probably move the Pintara or something so that it can go over underneath the lean-to.
Oh no, what is it, mate?
Top radiator hose is weeing.
Oh no!
I fucking David, a good old fucking bit of a fucking how are ya?
Oh no!
Stop
this,
that.
That's nice, that's a nice addition, I like that.
Yeah?
Big ugly orange thing.
Yeah, well,
Big ugly orange hoose.
I haven't got a
It's
hose.
orange hoose.
I haven't got a hose. I had no hose.
And there's no noosel.
There's no noosel on the
No
hoose.
noosel on the hoose.
I guess you could see me through the windscreen.
Yeah, I could.
So I didn't want to say anything, but it actually sounds like the power steering pump has shut up somewhat. It's literally a lot quieter than it was when it got here. What did you have in it before? Brake fluid.
No. Fucking idiot.
Alright guys, so Adam, sorry, I didn't film much because I literally forgot what we were doing because it took Adam so long to do this thing. But, as you can see, sun's going down and we can go home now because the car's running again. The power steering pump sounds awful. It sounds absolutely awful. So, but we've blowed up the coolant system. It's got oil in it, doesn't seem to be leaking anything, so that's a win. And we've got him like 3 days to sort that out. But at least it's sorted, so that's great. It's really great. It's great. It's great. Very gas. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. It was a bit of a non-event today. It took Adam ages to do that. We didn't actually get the tune on that Niz tune thing because it had problems, which we couldn't actually sort out because old mate drove it here. He didn't tell it here. So unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes, but it is how it is. So anyway, I'll be back out tomorrow. We got started on some other things. And I will catch yous on the flip side. Peace, guys. Catch you later.